I'm Adam Collins. This is CricBuzz Centre Stage here at the Bristol County Ground, where Australia have been victorious in the first game of their World Cup defence, winning against Afghanistan by 7 wickets with the better part of 16 overs to spare. They chased down 207 courtesy of an unbeaten 89 by David Warner. Mentioned yesterday, the first game of competitive cricket for Australia that Warner and Smith have played since their infamous ban in Cape Town 18 months ago. Warner, 89 off 114 balls, but that's more important is the red ink at the end. It didn't look at any stage as though he was going to go after the Afghanistan bowling, which was very good at different stages of today. They didn't do a lot wrong with the ball. They didn't do particularly well in the field, and they fought back and they were resilient with the bat. And we'll come to that in a moment. But to focus on Warner, he and Smith were always going to receive plenty of attention from the crowd here at Bristol. After a couple of ciders and a couple of pints of beer, they were very keen to boo and give it to them. But in the case of Warner, we know the sort of personality he is. We know he thrives on adversity. We know that he thrives on tension and back and forth, and he obviously did a good job today of seeing it through to the end. Steve Smith less so, caught with 3 runs to get, caught at backward point, but I tell you what, when he walked out, the boos were as loud as at any stage through the course of the day. So that gives you some sense of where the summer might be for those two. With the ball, Mitchell Starc picked up a wicket in the first over, Pat Cummins in the second over. Afghanistan were reduced to 77 for 5, so they needed to find a way to dig themselves out of that hole. They did so by getting all the way up to 207 when they were bowled out in the 39th over, but it must be said that they did show resilience, and Rashid Khan at the end played some astonishing shots, some resourceful shots, 27 off 11 balls at the end. He wasn't as effective with the ball, but again, the Australian side, due to Aaron Finch, who piled on 66 in 49 balls off the top alongside Warner, they put on 96. They almost sealed the fate of this game by the end of the power play. And Adam Zampa, who picked up 3 wickets, was speaking after play and reflecting on how well they've prepared for the booing and the difficulty around the Smith and Warner situation.
We've spoken a little bit about how we're going to handle that situation. It's obviously, we copped it in the warm-up game against England too, but I think we're expecting it, and to be fair, I think everyone's handling it really well. Honestly, we spoke about it during our camp in Brisbane, about how we're going to react to it, how we're going to handle it, and we haven't spoken about it since. I think we expected what we were going to cop, and I think all of us, to our credit, are just getting on with the job. You know, you heard the boos today when Smithy went out there. It's, call it what you want, disrespectful or just a part of the game. Either way, I think the way that us as players are handling it has been great. If you let it get to you, I suppose that's when something will happen. But I think, yeah, we're handling it really well at the moment.
Gulbadin Naib is the captain of Afghanistan. He batted nicely at an important time. He bowled well too. He was able to summon his charges to put in a resilient effort with the bat. They weren't quite good enough today, but he knows that through the course of the tournament, given the way they've been playing in the lead-up and the way they qualified for this tournament, they're going to take a scalp at some stage.
Yeah, difficultly we can playing this kind of against this kind of team. So you should be take a positive things from them. So they can't give you any single chance of mistakes. So obviously we have tough matches upcoming. Every team for especially for us is a tough team. So we just waiting for our turn. So also this kind of teams, you know it. So it didn't give you a single chance to you, but they're coming very hard and harder. How they did today. So obviously we just look and we just take a positive things for today's match and going for the next day.
So even though Australia didn't put the foot down the way that New Zealand and the West Indies have in chasing small totals in this tournament so far, they did secure the all-important win. This was considered a bit of a risky game for Australia when looking at the fixture about 6 months ago due to the way they have played spin historically, but they're in good nick today. Warner's in nice touch getting bat on ball. Finch is hitting the ball beautifully. Stark's got the ball swinging, which all points towards the fact that Australia, who didn't come into this tournament as one of the favourites, despite the fact who didn't come into this tournament as favourites despite the fact that they are reigning champs, are in some sort of nick moving up the motorway to Trent Bridge when they play at the West Indies on Thursday. This is Adam Collins for CricBuzz Centre Stage. I'll talk to you tomorrow.